Hi coaches, welcome back. Here we are at day 4 of our Coach Basics training series. I'm Brittany McMillan and I am delighted to take you through this training series to make you the most successful brand new starting coach that you can possibly be. So today we are going to kind of piggyback on what we talked about yesterday. Yesterday was all about contacts and creating new contacts and starting and forming new friendships, and that is going to be so crucial. So after you have done this, after you've formed relationships, and after you've kind of bridged them into your fit community on social media, it's important that you start the invitation process. Now you can always put out blank statements on Facebook inviting people to a challenge group, and you're going to attract people this way too. People will come to you with questions. So that is part of the invitation process. But you also do need to reach out personally and individually to invite people to your challenge groups as well. So once you feel like you've formed a relationship with some of your potential clients and you feel like maybe they would have a need for one of your upcoming challenge groups, you can reach out to them by inviting them. Now there's a 5-step invitation process that Beachbody likes to use. In this 5-step process, it's important that you bridge the gaps in between each step of the process. And you want to bridge these gaps by having conversations and not just jumping the gun to the next thing. It's important to make them feel like you are walking this journey with them rather than just jumping to something that you want them to purchase from you. So let me talk to you about this invitation process. First, you're going to send out a message. The message can be really non-threatening, really easy, by just simply saying, hey, listen, I'm getting ready to start this 30, 60, 90-day challenge group, and I'm looking for some new fresh faces, maybe like 5 new people, and I was wondering if you or anybody else that you happen to know would be interested in some information about the group. That's it. That's the first thing that you send them. After you send that, before you even go into talking to them about the group or anything like that, you definitely want to have a bridge here, because after that they're probably going to say something to you along the lines of how much does it cost, or they might say, yeah, I'm interested. At that moment you're going to respond, and you're not just going to word vomit, which is what we tend to do sometimes as coaches, not because we don't know what to say, but because we are so excited about this opportunity that we tend to overspeak. So rather than doing that, if they ask about how much it costs, or they are already interested, no matter what they say, except if they say no. If they begin to inquire about it, then you're going to want to move on and tell them, great, I'd love to talk to you more about this. I first want to ask you a series of questions to see if it's right for you. So at that point, I am bridging to my interview, which is step 2, the interview process. Every challenger, whether they want to buy something from you right away or they're hesitant and on the fence, you really want to take them through an interview process, because as their coach, once they buy the challenge pack, if you haven't done this process, you're not going to be doing a service to them, because you won't know their needs, you won't know their goals, and you won't know really why they wanted to join this group. What I like to do so that I can keep it organized and all in one place is I have a jot form that I send them to. I send them to a link. So whether it's to become a coach on Team Our Victory, or if it's to become a client and join a challenge group, I have a link for a submission form that's catered to that. The submission form guides them through a series of questions, such as tell me what your current nutrition looks like, why would you want to be in this challenge group, what benefits are you seeking from it, what types of workouts do you like to do, what has caused you to fail in the past. Questions like this are really crucial for me to kind of wrap my head around and get the full picture of how I can best serve this new client. So the interview process, send that to them. Usually what happens with me in jot form is I get it back in the form of an email, and from there I have their contact information that they filled out in the jot form, and so I can directly either phone call them back if that's what they prefer, or I can respond with an email myself answering their questions and guiding them now to the next step. Now, if this person still seems on the fence, like they don't have questions even after or that they still have questions even after you've followed up with them, you can then guide them in step 3 to videos that support challenge groups and support what's happening. Videos are a great tool to use in the invitation process, and I use this a lot for when I want to invite potential coaches because, again, it's so much easier for me to give them a video to watch or a webinar to watch. They can do it at their leisure. It answers all their questions, and it's already pre-recorded, so I don't have to keep saying the same script over and over and over and over again, right? As Beachbody coaches, we don't have time for that. So these links to videos and webinar links are our best friend in this moment, step 3, when you think they need a little bit more information or maybe a little bit more convincing. Some great videos that Beachbody provides for you in terms of the customer process, if you're trying to get them to join a challenge group, there's a video called Ever Feel Like This? And there's also a video called Customer Success Stories Beachbody Challenge Groups. So those 2 videos, those are great resources for you to kind of push more of what the challenge group experience is going to do for them, rather than you having to say it over and over and over again. For me in my coach invitation process, I always give them a link to one of my Team Our Victory webinars where I've already presented the coaching opportunity. If you're a Team Our Victory coach, those are located in the file section under coaching professional development. So I have that for you there so that you can always reference back to any of our past webinars. Use those. After you've sent them the video, or when you send them the link to the video, you always want to make sure that you know when you can follow up with them. So put the ball in their court. Ask them, if I send you this video, when do you think you could watch it by? Or this video is only 30 minutes. When do you think I'd be able to follow up with you? And then that way they tell you, oh, later tonight I'll be able to watch it. So you'll say, great, in the morning I'll follow up with you to get your thoughts on the video. When you do this and you put the ball in their court, it's showing that you're a professional. It's showing that you are serious about what you're doing and that you have an interest in really connecting with them. But what's more important about that is the follow-up. And we're going to do a whole other training on follow-up, but I'm going to say this today. The purpose of this and knowing when you can follow up keeps you organized in your invitation process. And then when you do follow up with them, they see that you're really serious about helping them. So it's so important that you find out when you can follow up with those people so that you aren't bugging them and feeling like you are bothering them, and also so that you are pushing how professional this is and how much you're willing to go out on a limb for this person even before they've even purchased anything from you. All right, excellent. So step 4 is definitely in the follow-up process. You want to get them, you have to understand that following up, it might not happen on the first time, and it might not happen on the second time. Most of our follow-ups happen from the 5th to, I think it's the 8th time that you have to connect with that person. 80% of people aren't going to purchase something on the first or even the second or third or fourth try of talking to them. So you've really got to keep connecting and going back to this person. Have these conversations. That's why this invitation process is so important to understand, rather than just, like I said, word vomiting everything that you want to tell them in one text message or in one Facebook message. It's important to keep this going in baby steps and continuing to follow up with all of your clients. Okay, and the last step in the invitation process, we're going to help them. Once we know that our customers are ready, it's time to help them. This is when your story and your journey and your walk together really starts, is when you actually can get them to enroll in your challenge group. So again, if you're a Team Our Victory coach, in the file section, I have a document about how to guide your customers to purchase a challenge group, how to guide them to purchase Shakeology Home Direct, and I've got those documents there for you with a script already so that you are already equipped with the tools you need once you get to that enrollment process. Once you get to that enrollment process and you know exactly what program you want them to get and they're set and they're excited, this is where the real fun begins. This is where you get to walk hand in hand with your clients and guide them on the success of their journey. So it's so important that during this invitation process, just like in creating contacts, you're working on forming relationships, it's so important in the inviting process that you continue to work on those relationships. Continue connecting to them on a deeper level than just a challenge pack, and I promise you that you're going to see amazing connections, amazing results, and amazing longevity in your customers. I hope that helped, guys. I cannot wait to see you again tomorrow.